Good morning, YouTube. Eevee Grove has now been out for a grand total of like 10 hours maybe, but during our stream last night we ended up making several decks for you to be able to use. This is just kind of like a, hey, you want a place to start, here are some places to start. I think that Eevee Grove is actually a really good set. There's a lot of really good cards that kind of surprised me, right? I can't gauge the strength of it because, like, unlike the Ultra Beast set, right, where it was like, oh, these are two clearly strong decks. There's a lot of things that are clearly strong, whether it's Sylveon, whether it's Flareon. I think Dragonite's really good. I think I can't understand the full power of Snorlax EX yet. So this is just a kind of like, here, you're looking for somewhere to start, try to start here. And without further ado, let's let these cards talk. Let me show you guys the 7 decks that we ended up building on stream. This is going to be our first one. It's Primarina, Popplio, Greninja. Did you check out Mienshao? I'll check Mienshao out later. I forgot. Hi, YouTube. Yes, you can get your hi YouTubes out now. It's the YouTube content voice. Shut up, guys. Let's lock in. Let's look at these cards. Primarina Greninja, I think, is the most straightforward way to play Primarina. If you guys don't know, how does plus 30 damage for Primarina EX, Incinor EX. So this is going to be one of the strongest and like most, like, I think one of the issues of Primarina is that its finishing damage is not that high, right? It deals 100, 130 with how with Greninja you get to 150. So I think Greninja's pings are going to be super important, and this is the one I would like to use. Some of the people also mentioned Puku with it, which I thought was cool. You're allowed to kind of run more trainers. Puku is the same idea of like allowing you to have a finisher. In this type of version, I would consider using whatchamacallit. I think that if I'm using this, I would probably add a Misty to it, and I didn't add a Misty because like Misty just allows you to kind of turbo into Primarina immediately. I can also see you making like a kind of a fusion between the decks. No, I did add in this one a Frogadier and Brionne just for max consistency. So I do think that that would also be good. A deck that I'm excited to try, like legitimately do think is really strong, is Sylveon. The deck is, so if you don't know what Sylveon regular, not Sylveon EX, Sylveon regular does 40 plus, 30 for every evolution. So it gets up to 130 every benched evolution. So that means it's not just evolutions. I had to spend all damn day talking about this. So yeah, this is good. I think this is like Sylveon doing that much damage, especially with Eevee Bag and Red. You can get to 170. The biggest flaw of Sylveon is this 90 HP. So I can see you run 2 Giant's Cape. I'm running at least 1 Giant's Cape. Sylveon EX is the engine of the deck. It allows you to draw 2 on Evo while powering up your Sylveon in the front. And then also Morlul plus Shiinotic is also like a really just like consistency, extra consistency. The goal is to just draw. I had 2 Morlul, 2 Shiinotic before, but we realized that we kind of want more trainer space. So 1 Morlul, 1 Shiinotic, especially with Sylveon EX, you're just going to be drawing through most of your deck. So I really do like this. Other than that, another deck I think is also going to end up being really strong is Flareon. Flareon has a new partner in Torkoal. Torkoal is essentially a deal 70, discard fire energy, right? That's natural synergy with Flareon. Flareon's ability Combust gets a fire energy from the discard pile, deal 20. So I added a Shaman so that you can have like heal over time. And it's just kind of cool. Torkoal deals with Oricorio, which is going to be a real big problem for this. You're going to notice that this list, unlike this list, doesn't have the Eevee EXs. I think Eevee EXs are only good in the event that you kind of need more evolutions, right? Or you really need to do. Flareon seems crazy strong. Yes, I do agree. Flareon seems really, really strong, and I think it's one of the strongest cards to come out. I think if there's a card that's going to be meta, probably Flareon. One additional thought to talk about this is you'll notice that this Eevee is the collectible and this one's the deal 20. I genuinely don't care which Eevee he is. Just don't use the one that costs 2 energy to attack. That's really my thought. X Speed also has unique synergy because if you have 1 energy on Flare, 1 energy on Torque, right, you can just X Speed, discard the energy, attach, combust, attack. So I think that's really cool, and it's like something that you can't normally really do, especially after you've been like attacking with Flare Torkoals for a while. Which Eevee do you think is the best? I already said Flareon or Sylveon. That's just it. Yeah, otherwise just good trainers you can run. I've also tried to theorize an Infernape version, because Infernape and Flareon have natural synergy. But yeah, I think it's fine. This deck is the deck I was able to play, and I played some viewer battles. This is gonna get its own full-fledged YouTube video. Litten, I think Incinor is really good. Incinor 15 trainers. Super strong. Why not Leftovers? I think Leftovers is Incinor is really, really cool. I think that one of the things that Incinor was lacking over just like pure Charizard builds is damage. A How is a plus 30. It allows you to get up to 170 damage, which is a lot. And Rocky Helmets are great for the Oricorio matchup. Just a really, really good deck that allows you, the reason why you run 15 trainers is so that you can run a lot of different supporters. You can thank Epeline for the follow. Thank you very much. So this is a deck I'm most excited about. I think How is just really freaking good. Another deck, I think Dragonite is really good. I don't think I'm the best Dragonite builder. However, this is the version that I would play. I think Dragonite Giratina. Giratina generates its own energy while you're able to get a Dragonite up and ready. The really core thing that I feel is key to every deck of this is going to be Helix Fossil, or any fossil, because Giant Giga Impact has the same restriction as Big Beat, where this Pokemon cannot attack during your next turn. However, you can Leaf Helix Fossil and deal another 180 pretty much immediately. Like I said, I think Helix Fossil is a must, one of include in every single Dragonite deck. If you're not running it, you're kind of trolling. I think another way that this deck can deal with its weakness to Oricorio, I can totally see something like adding another Dragonite just to do it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping the original Dragonair because it deals 80, which is going to be enough to take out Oricorio. Maybe I'm hedging for Oricorio too much, but like, why not? This deck also is using its own Oricorio just for stall, and because you're using electric energy anyway, might as well. I think that if you're pairing Dragonite with something, it needs to be a low energy attacker or a face tank. So I've seen Snorlax decks with it, like Snorlax Ilima. Honestly, this deck is going to have a lot. I think it's really good. But looking over, we have another deck. This is not made by me. This is made by a viewer, Freaketch. This is a Archus Snorlax Ilima deck. I think Ilima is really freaking good. Ilima really works with this, right? You're going to use Snorlax to wall. You're going to use Heatran. Also, Heatran becomes a free retreater. This is Fire Energy deck. Really, really cool. Lots of cool tools to like deal with a lot of different things. I like this deck. That's really it. And I think there's just a lot of different decks that you can do with a lot of different things. Someone mentioned that Espeon in the chat does really good into Darkrai Giratina decks, right? Because you're going to deal 20 plus yada, yada, yada. I think that can be added to your Sylveon decks, right? I think also Sylveon Stoutland. There's some Espeon Stoutland. Sylveon Stoutland is also really good, right? There's so many different decks that you're going to be able to use. But these are the ones I'm definitely most excited about. If I had to like rank which ones I'm very like ones I believe in Incin, I believe in Flareon, and I believe in Sylveon a ton. I think Dragonite EX is broken. I don't know if I built the correct Dragonite EX deck, but I do think the correct Dragonite EX deck is going to have Helix Fossil. So I hope that this is a way to, you know, kind of have like just a start, right? This is all this is. So yeah, thank you. Yada, yada, yada. Yep.